I've seen it time and time again, in my life and in other people's life on the spiritual path, and it's no different from other people in the world. Is what's funny. Is like you get in this space and you want to just generalize. You want to just find the category where you fall in, and then that's it. There's no. It's like, oh, okay, this is it, and this is what I do, and this is my path, and this is how I deal with things, own it, and this is it. This is all that's needed. Can we not even do I need to go on how limiting that is? What is stopping you from being fluid, right? What is stopping you from different applications at different times, from the non-judgment of that, from implementing whatever needs to be implemented in the moment that feels natural, that feels exciting? If you want to be if it's all just abstract, non-local peace, unity, non-dual awareness of nothing, I'm nothing, and then the next second it's, oh no, I seem to have this heavy identification, and I need to seem to go into these specific energy centers that seem to be here, and why is that? What's wrong? Is that an issue? Is that a conflict? Is that not unity? Is that not non-dual? No, man, that's the fluid nature of life. That whole be like water. See, everybody wants to be like water, and just this is the water I'm like. But I'm this lake water, and my water doesn't need to turn to ice. My water doesn't need to evaporate. What is that? That is not fluid. That's not it. That's not life. That's not meeting things in the spontaneity and fluidity of source connection. That's very rigid. That's very stuck. I don't know. Maybe that's very fluid. And that's not to say that there's not, sometimes the water seems to need to be that type of water for a while, right? It's like you go through those parts, and they're valid, and it doesn't mean you don't come back to that. It doesn't mean that stops being wrong, that's not truth anymore. I don't get why this is a hard concept. It's like I'm watching the spiritual community fight itself, watching people, and I say this in my own experience. It's very detrimental to growth. It's very detrimental to real peace and freedom within your experience, because it's just a new identity. It's just a new judgment, a rigidity, a positionality that's being taken. All right, and we have to be willing to stand as the truth of what we are, but to flow as that, to be that in a free way, in a way that's not contained, that's not limited. Because otherwise, you're just limiting yourself, and there's nothing to blame for that other than you. It's not that teaching's fault. It's not that teacher's fault. It's not a religion's fault. It's not an alien's fault. It's not a negative astral entity's fault. It's not your fault. It's not the YouTube algorithm's fault. No. And it's not a fault in that sense. But you have that choice. You decide where you're stuck, where you're staying. You decide when you want to start to flow freely. So let's Let's fro. Fro free. Yeah. Flow freely. You are free. But what's the good of repeating that platitude if that's not your experience? Doesn't serve me any good. I can say, oh, I'm free. I'm nothing but source. I'm unlimited awareness. I'm abundance. I'm, complete peace and bliss. Okay. Are you now? Be that. Then be it. Peace and love, y'all. Bye.